Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk through how you can change your template on your website. Now, I published a video about this that gave clear direction, but I still got a lot of comments like this. People were asking exactly for specific, clear, step-by-step directions to bring it to life. So this video is going to be that. I'm going to show you how, when you take a look at my screen here, how you could take a site like this, Montclair, and turn it into Forma. And we could go on and do it for any of these, but I'm just gonna go through these two specifically. Now, before we begin, we just want to be clear, if you haven't watched any other videos on this, and this is the only video you watch, you'll need to know this. If you are building on 7.1, which is the latest version of Squarespace, it's been out for a few years, so if you just started a website, it will be on 7.1. What you're going to want to notice is that all of these sites are built on the same infrastructure. What does that mean? That means that any of these look and feels you can get on any of the websites. Now, you can't have like this style condensa on the homepage and then this style on another page. It's like there's a brand element that you need congruency on, that once you decide fonts, it's for your whole website. Once you decide colors, it's for your whole website. But when it comes down to it, any of these look and feels you can build on your site. So we're gonna do this right now. This is how it's gonna go. We're gonna start with Montclair as our site. Let's just say you began a website. As you can see here, I have my site. I started building it, but I decided I wanna go to something that looks more like this. More creative, more edgy, all of that. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna create a template or a new start to a website as a secondary website. Now there's a 14-day trial, so you'll be more than clear to just start this and then it'll just cancel at the end. You don't want to design anything here. You're just gonna start it so you can get a sense of, and I'm gonna call this my second website just so you get a clear sense. I got my main website and my second website. All right, so we'll close this out. Now we want to start moving the style and feel to this website. So there's a few core things we got to think about. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go to styles. So what we want to do here is design all these elements to match the new website that we want. In this case, we're looking at the second website. We're going to go to styles as well and start to match up the themes. There may be a way to do this with just a few clicks if you click into themes here and then choose one. But for now, I'm going to go through it step by step. So the first thing here is we're going to go into fonts. We'll click that little arrow and then we're going to change headings to Anton and then paragraphs to Acumen Pro. We're going to go in here and make some further adjustments as well, but we're going to make those setting changes first. And so here I'm going to go to all fonts and then I'm going to go to sans serif and I'm going to type in Anton. So I'm just going to start with Anton. You don't need to do this. You could just go into, and I'll show you how to do that now. I'll just start with that and then, but you could go into here, paragraphs, and then go into the font and then select the font you want. So here we want Acumen Pro. It's a legacy font. All right, well, we'll add that in. And just like that, you'll see it show up right here, which is great. Now, what we want to do for these fonts is one more. I got to change this one to Acumen Pro and we're good to go. So all the core fonts are changed. Now we just want to make sure sizing is correct. And you'll go through the details of, in this website, you'll go to Anton and then you'll just basically get everything lined up the same. Now this is kind of crazy to me. That's why it's working. I don't recommend this, but hey, that's what they got set up. So we're just going to do that. So 400, 1.3, normal, 0, and uppercase. All right, so let's do all of that. So here, 400, 1.3, normal, 0, and uppercase. That's all good to go. Boom, just like that, we were able to get it set up. Here, we're going to change this to 9.1. If you change the numbers here, you got to put rem, okay, 9.1. Then we got to go here and do 5.6 and then 3.1, 5.6, and then 0.1. And then the last one is 1.9. And you could adjust this if you want, but I am going to do an exact duplicate so you could see exactly how to do it. And then you're going to want to do that for the rest of the styles. So you'll go in here, 400. Let's see what this says. We'll go here. Go to Acumen Pro, 500, 1.3. So let's do that. 500, 1.3. And then for the font sizes, 1.6, 1.125, and then this is 0.9. So we're good to go there. Those are all set up. And then you could do the last one for miscellaneous and then go from there. Okay, so miscellaneous is set up. And now the final one is buttons. We will do buttons. Buttons is a little confusing because there are 3 buttons, so you got to do all of them. But Acumen Pro 400.2 and then 1. And then here, this is still epilogue, so we'll go Acumen Pro 400.02 and then 1. Perfect. And then we just have to do that 3 times because there's 3 buttons. 300 here, 0.02, 0.02, 300, and Acumen Pro. And just like that, we have adjusted all the font styling and we are good to go. Now, if you need to make a little bit further adjustment, so let's take a look here. That generally looks good. Yeah, that all looks normal. You could do more font styling here with assigned styles and then make certain adjustments to everything on your site. But just like that, we did fonts. Now we want to continue this for the rest of the site where we're going to next do colors. So what we'll do here is we'll go to Edit Palette, and then we'll do the same thing here. We'll go in, and then we will go to Site Styles. We'll go to Edit Palette, and then click up here, and then basically just start copying these colors and these hex codes here. So boom, just like that. I'm just going to copy all these. I use a tool called Paste that helps me save all the colors I copy. So it makes it really easy to go through this process. So I'll do that. That color is right there. This color here was a black, so we'll go back to the hex. So I think it was this one. And then this was the orange, boom. And this was a almost black, a little bit of an off black, boom, just like that. So we're starting to take shape and some design style here, which is coming together. It doesn't look like it yet, but we are definitely on the right track. Now, it's hard to tell. These all look like they should be just normal, where if I take a look here, these all generally look very similar to here. Bright 2 is the only one I noticed. So you see light 1, light 2, light 1. Oh, light 2 here is orange. Light 2 here is orange. So this one would just be the background. So in this case, these are very fine details. And I would probably try to, so in this case, I think it's just orange. That's the only difference. Light 2, yeah, seems like that's the main key difference there. There could be other differences, but the way I would get into that is once I go into this and I see on this page, it says bright 2 right here, and it says bright 2 right here, and light 2, I would go through that process to figure out kind of what needs to adjust and change accordingly. And that may come later, but generally you got everything styled. Let me take a look again. I think bright 2 is the only one that I want to make another change on, bright 2, which is for the fonts to be orange. So I'll go down here. There's a lot of fonts, so we're just gonna go through them all. I don't know if they all are orange. Let me check. Bright 2. Yeah, it looks like all the text styles are orange. So from stroke up. So we'll do that and then just go through it. It's a little bit of a clicking thing. You just got to click a lot to make the changes, clicking around them so I can see them all. But just like that, boom, less than 10 seconds, we just change all of those. Again, it's not showing up on the page, so we don't see it. If you need it showing up on the page, I highly recommend our Scale Creative Wireframes template because we have a design page built out. This template is super affordable. It's the best template in the market. You should definitely check it out. But if you go to the design page, you'll see that all the sections are built out. So lightest 1, light 2, light 1, light 2. You have everything built out so you could actually see it all on one page with ease and then make adjustments accordingly to whatever styling you like. Plus we have 70 pre-built sections for you that are beautiful, that are not all in Squarespace. So then you could come in here and then you could start to see sections you love and use them for your website. So definitely check it out in the link below. But let me get back to this here. All right, so we are set on color and we have now done 2 of the major ones. The next one is going to be buttons, which we'll click into that and then we'll go back here and click into buttons as well. Now, as far as I could tell, the main thing is they're just using a circle for the primary and the other 2 are squares. And so we might want to use a button pack, but we might not need to. So let's go through these and see circle. You don't need a button pack, but they already have it built. Could save me some time. So here we go. So these are all, there's 2 circles here and then square. I'm going to start with this and then go back because now it's adjusted it. And then all I have to do here is change this from oval to square, and then do the same thing for this one, where I will change this from shape underline to square. Again, you could do whatever you want, but if you're trying to follow the template exactly, that's what they look like. And then you could go into the nitty gritty details of all the other things, spacing 1.2 to 2. Let me see this. This is large, so this is 1.2 to 2. I'm gonna do apply to all buttons actually, and then just change these again. So now all the spacing is good to go. Boom, just like that. Again, you can't see everything on the site, but we're starting to take shape. Oh, I didn't notice this. Pixels, we want to go down to 1. Again, it's just the details. I'm going a little bit quick just so I don't waste your time in this video, but boom, we take that down to 1. They got it set to 2. Probably should have looked at it before I went further, but I'm just kind of flying through this right now. All right. And then once you do buttons, you could also do that for the form. In this case, I'm just going to leave it, but you know the process of what needs to get done. Now, the next thing you got to consider is actually the animation. So let's just exit this and take a look. You'll see how it loads in like that. Well, we want to take a look at a few things here. So what I'll do is I'll go to miscellaneous. I'll go to animation, and then you'll see it says slide and medium. So we'll want to set that up for our site, where we go to miscellaneous, go to animations, and then we'll go to slide and then medium. Boom. So now we got that same feel. Let's take a look at the spacing to just make sure we're on the same page as well. So 2560, that's kind of crazy actually. That's really wide. 1800, all right. There's a lot there. And this is 3, so we'll go to 4. I actually recommend 3, but I'm following the template exactly, and then we're good to go. Okay, and that is everything for site styles. Now you've just set up everything for site styles, so you are set. And now you got to start designing your page to fit the look and feel that you want. All right, so we just got to go through the process. Let me go back out of this and then go into the editor here. All right, so we need the logo on the left, menu on the right. So the way we'll do that, edit design, you'll see here, that's the layout design. So in the editor here, we'll click edit design, and then we'll move the logo to the left. Boom, oops, is it that way? It is. Logo to the left, 3 icons here. So this is where the links show up. From there, you just go through the nitty gritty of every element that you want to look exactly the same. So if like the site title size is what I want to emulate here, I got to see this and be like, okay, so this is the site title. I can't make changes there to it. So the way I got to do that is go back into the site styles, and it's a font. So I got to change the font, assign style, and then I could even come up here and click on it. You'll see site title. It's set to heading. It's set to custom 1.5. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller, whatever you need it to be in terms of this to get it dialed, and you are set. If you have a logo, you can just do that natively in here while you're working. It'll give you pixel size so you can make those adjustments. Then from there, let's go to this section. So what they've done here is they've separated these into 3 separate text blocks. And then they have an image here floating, an image here, and then the button. So let us copy this. And then the other thing I want to check is edit section, and we'll look at colors, and this is bright 2. All right, so let's get into it. So we'll do add section, add a blank section. We are going to type in a text block. So I'm going to paste this first one in, drag it until it's across the page, pull that up, boom, we're good to go. And then I will add in 2 more. And so I'm just holding down Alt on my keyboard. If you click on it and you hit the duplicate, you could do the same exact thing, but boom, just like that. Hustle into a business. With the italics, everything's good. Oops. And then here, I'm gonna do edit section. I'll go to colors and I'll go to bright 2. Look at that. It's already starting to take form. Look at that, getting really close. Okay, so it's still white, so we do need to just work on that in the site styles. So this is the part of like trying to find the template where I would go into the colors. So if it's a color issue, you go into colors. If it's a font issue, you go into fonts. But bright 2 is here. I'll click on that. So here we go, site title right at the top. It's there, site title, boom, we'll change that. Navigation links, boom, we'll change that. Now everything is the right color. All right, so let's get into this a little bit further. And let's do these two photos. Now, I don't have these specific photos, not sure where they pulled them from either, but what we'll do is we're gonna use two separate photos here. So I'll do add block, I'll do an image, drop that in, drag it down, and then move it back. So you'll see it shows up behind it. This is a little bit lower. Again, we could go here and measure everything. If you hit G on your keyboard, you're gonna get this like layout, and I'll show you a little bit more of what they're doing here, but boom, you get this set up. Now this looks to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. So I'll go with that. So we'll go here, and then this has to move down even more. I'll show you why in a moment. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we eyed it perfectly. All right, and then I'll do select from library. I'm gonna go stock images. Now you could go through the process of downloading those photos if you like really want that specific photo, but I am not concerned about that. So I don't even know, like, is that the best way to, let's just do this. Okay, yellow might conflict with the orange, but we'll start there. All right, cool, that is there. And then I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna hit fill instead of fit, boom. So it just fills that space every time. And then I'm gonna drag this over here and then add in another image. And then we'll go here and then go to replace, select from library, stock images. And then what will I do here? Let's do headphones. Let's go here. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna select this, hit add image, and I'll show you what I'll do here because this image is gonna be more, not portrait style, but landscape. I'm gonna do it like this. It's already set to fill. It's perfect. Yeah, that's great. So let's just see that and then take a look here. It's a little bit smaller. It's more on the A. So gotta do something like that, which I think it might be like that. And then this one was overlaid, I believe. Yeah, it goes over the A, just like that. Does it go over it that much? No, it doesn't actually. So I think I know what's happening. So let me move this back. What this is moved down. Yeah, just like that. Because I could tell, yep, it's moved down. This one's moved down. So they all are, but generally I would have to do that for all of them because they natively come justified to the top. So just like that, we've added that. Let me add in a button, and we are close. We are close to finalizing this section here. So the button looks to be white. Again, we'd go to colors and then change the color to be orange. But in this case, the button says, let's get to work. I'm just gonna click on this, grab the arrow because it has a little arrow in there, boom. Put that there, set up the link, we'd be good to go. There is a space between that, so I'll just move that down. And then this is what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna add 2 to the bottom and 2 to the top. Then I'm gonna hit edit section, and I'm gonna do fill section here. I'm gonna get rid of that. Now it looks very, very similar to where it lines up at the top here and goes all the way to the bottom. Is this section different? Or the same. There's a line here, there's a line here. So now we just go through the process of designing all of these elements. Now this looks to be the same section, like this is a new section. And so, yep, that's its own section and that's its own. I thought this was separated, but in this case, you would just add this in, again, individually, a line, then a scrolling bar, and then a line. And you would just go through all of the settings to get exactly what you want. Now, a few things to note is like with a design like this, all you gotta notice is that this is like in front of or behind. So you just gotta set the element in there. It's very normal elements, nothing special here. They're using italics in a cool way. They're using the line height between words in a cool way. So everything is very normal in that way. This new, you could see that. You just go in and you just start putting elements together. So this is a shape block with a text block right in the middle there. Same thing here. Once you do all of that, you then got to design mobile. So you can see what they did here. They put turn your hustle into a business in 3 separate sections with the images separated. Desktop looks exactly the same. So you have 2 different versions of your website that you could have, desktop and mobile. And in this case, the desktop has a different experience versus the mobile. Let me hit G to get rid of the actual grid, and then you could see kind of what this looks like. I don't know if I'd probably do this. I might do something a little different, but it works. It's fine. All right, I'm going to refresh this page. Take a look here at this experience. You'll see how the images load in. I'm going to hit save here, and then take a look at how this loads in. Once I exit, watch this. Boom. Same exact thing. Again, the images are a little different. It has a little bit of a different feel. You just gotta get a few things dialed, but generally it's there. And this is a process that you go through to get everything set up. Now, if you're looking at the navigation, you see a bunch of links. Well, you just gotta go through the process of actually building out those pages and adding them as links. So if I go in here and I go to pages, any kind of pages I need to add, I could just add that in. It's really simple and straightforward. It does take a bit of work, but you can do it. And so any of the templates, if I go back to Squarespace's templates, any of the templates they have, you could create that design and feel on your site. So if you really like this feel, you could create this on your website with just a few clicks. Takes a few minutes, but you got to change the fonts, you got to change the colors, get that all dialed, and then go from there. If you have any questions, you could drop it down below in the comments. And if you want more content like this, consider subscribing. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video.